Hi people, it's me again, Morino Ravenberg. Let's start off by me wearing a fedora. It's been ages since I've worn a fedora, and I know that people like it when I wear that fedora, so I am going to wear my fedora. Yeah. It's been a while since I've worn this. Okay, in any case, let's get started with today's topic. As you can tell from the header, today's topic involves strength via solitude, as in solitude equals strength and vice versa in an occult context. This video is going to be a short one. A lot of people are insecure in the world. We're talking about people that have an occult affinity as well as those that don't. Okay, bottom line is people in the world are insecure in general. They have difficulty battling their own insecurity and so on. And one of the most well-known topics is the subject of being alone. A lot of people are afraid of being alone. Alone as in not having anyone, either romantically or casually or socially. Bottom line is that by society's so-called delusional standards, someone that is alone is a loser. Someone that doesn't have friends, doesn't have family, someone that has no one is someone that, just hasn't someone with whom something is wrong. Okay, so something's either wrong with that person. That person is either a nut job, that person is insane, that person is unappealing as an individual, and therefore that person has no friends or no one, as in no romantic partner, nothing. Obviously this is bullshit. I mean, I cannot even begin to describe how much bullshit this is, how false this statement is. But yeah, a lot of society has a lot of mainstream ideals that don't correlate with or align with real life at all, because that's not the case at all. Especially in an occult context, but not limited to that. So in a neutral way, as well as occult-wise. Solitude equals strength. You need to learn, if you haven't already, and you need to enjoy to be alone. You need to learn to be alone and enjoy being alone, because constantly seeking out companionship equals weakness. Make no mistake about it. What it basically says is that you rely on others for emotional gratification and whatnot. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should live like a caveman and you should never talk to anyone or anything like that. No. There's nothing wrong with wanting to socialize with people on occasion or something along those lines. There's nothing wrong with that, casually or even intimately. But not to the point where you'll collapse mentally if you have no one to talk to. As in, oh my God, I'm so desperate, I have no one to talk to, and before you know it, you just lose your mind. That is not at all the case. You need to learn and enjoy being alone. When you can do so, then you'll see automatically that you'll have become stronger mentally. You need to simply teach yourself if you haven't already, that you need to teach yourself to enjoy being alone and being by yourself. As in doing things for yourself, things that give you personal gratification, things that don't rely on others. You need to do fun things that you don't need other people for. There's nothing wrong if you want to do those things on occasion, but do not make a habit of it. Otherwise, you'll see for yourself that when you actually have no one, by some happenstance, as in you don't have any friends or family or anyone that you can socialize or interact with, that you'll automatically start to deteriorate mentally, and of course as an extension physically, or as a result thereof. You need to train yourself to actually enjoy being alone, enjoy doing the things that you want to do, and do things that don't rely on others. Enjoy doing the things you enjoy doing alone. Do everything alone. Okay? Even if you have to train yourself, it would be something as follows. Just spend enough time for yourself alone. At least 8 hours a day alone. Just go about your day and do everything alone. Even if you did activities that you usually would need other people for, do it alone. Then you'll see for yourself. that you'll get used to it and you'll see for yourself the kind of strength and empowerment that comes with it. Some people, they can't even walk in a crowd of people, when they're all alone because they feel put on the spot, they feel insecure. That's weakness. I'm not saying that you should strut your stuff and that you should walk around like you own the place if you're walking in front of a crowd of people. You should still practice modesty and you should still feel there's nothing wrong with feeling a bit uneasy. That's normal because everyone is looking at you. Imagine being, it reminds me of when I was at school, when I had to carry, in the morning time, you're supposed to help carry the flag and have the flag raised. And the way that it worked is that before classes are attended, every pupil is supposed to stand on the sidelines and when the flag is raised, and they were to pick people as in, hey, listen, class 4, you're going to raise the flag. And that actually happened. And, 2 people were picked out by their teacher that managed them, you name it, a managing teacher, you name it, whatever. And imagine, you're put on the spot because what the thing is that everyone looks at you. I've done it multiple times. Everyone looks at you. Everyone takes a look at you and everyone is looking at you. It's exactly what you're doing and so on. So yeah, any normal person would feel uneasy, but you'll notice that as a strong person, if you're mentally strong and you have no issue with being alone and doing things alone, etc., blah, 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 that you'll automatically feel at ease, okay? You won't feel completely anxious the way the others are, as in, they're acting as if they're puppies that have been out in the cold for way too long. The level of insecurity is off the charts. You need to practice modesty, but at the same time, you'll notice that you're strong, you're stern, you feel fine, you feel at ease, despite the fact that multiple people are looking at you. You feel completely comfortable. That's the way it's supposed to be. You need to draw strength from your solitude, as in you need to enjoy being alone. I, for example, quite enjoy being alone. Occultists in general are not social people, because bluntly put, God lies in solitude. God doesn't lie in the masses, or rather at the asses. Okay, now, if you're going to mingle with the crowd or socialize with the crowd, then you're not going to get much further. Don't expect to get further than the crowd. You'll end up just like them or similar. Whereas if you have the strength and the resiliency to set yourself aside as a no, I'm not a crowd follower, I follow my own path, then you'll see for yourself that you'll be a lot stronger. Okay, that's where I got where I am today. I just did my thing regardless of what other people thought. Of course, people will try to chastise you, the insecure people. They'll try to call you insane, they'll try to call you this, they'll try to call you that. None of it matters because all they can do is talk out of their asses. End of story. Again, you need to learn and enjoy being alone. Solitude breeds strength and strength breeds solitude. You'll automatically see that once you're mentally strong to the point where you don't rely on others for any kind of gratification whatsoever, that you'll enjoy actually being alone. You'll enjoy not having to compromise. You'll enjoy being able to do things the way you want to do them. If you want to put your feet up on the table, you can do it. You'll enjoy not constantly having to be, or frequently having to be, considerate of others and of the feelings of others, because personally that's something I hate. Honestly, for me, people are no different than inanimate objects in the sense that I use people. Take note, I don't abuse, I use people. When socially interacting with people, what I do is pretty much I entertain myself with them. The same way that I want to entertain myself with a movie or anything else. That's all that people are to me. It might sound harsh or negative, but it's not. Because that's the way people are, okay? Unfortunately, some people, of course, some more than others, on a superficial level, they're disposable. You could just have your fun with people, you can laugh with them, but after a while, you'll see automatically that your personalities don't align well at all. You're in a much better place than they are. You're a lot more evolved than they are, and that's the time when you'll just naturally dispose of these people. You'll naturally not socialize and interact with them anymore in any way, shape, or form, and that's normal. Those that are meant to stay in your life will stay in your life, but those that aren't simply won't, and then nor should they be. But that's my point. You need to enjoy being alone. I enjoy being alone like no other, and I'm alone purely by choice. I'm not alone by coincidence or anything like that. There are plenty of people vying, so to speak, to there are plenty of people that are vying, so to speak, to be in my life, if you will. But with me, it's the fact that I'm an occultist, so I enjoy being alone for the most part. Point one. Point two, I am more than strong enough mentally. Okay? It's a trait that I've cultivated over years as an occultist. It basically grew with me as an occultist. But even before I was an occultist, to be honest, I also wasn't fond of people. I'm very misanthropic. Not very, but I am misanthropic. I dislike mankind based on principle. So I always lean towards being alone and doing things for myself, you name it. And I just felt at ease in general when just being alone. Because I don't like to compromise with, I do not like compromisation. Make no mistake about it. I don't like to make compromises. I would like to be free and unrestricted in my doings, whether it's symbolically or literally. So yeah, that is that. And point number 3, and last but not least, is that I choose quality, not quantity. And usually in the world, regardless of where you are on a global level, quality is in short supply. Rarely will you ever, find someone that is not disposable, so to speak. That's why, honestly, over the course of my life, I've only had pretty much one friend I did stuff with, fun stuff with in general. Only one person. But I am very selective in whom I get involved with. If I wasn't selective and I just socialized with everyone, I would have, I think, at least 50 friends or something. But no. With some, with most, not even some, with most, I can openly see, that they're parasites. These people are not respectable people. These people have no morals or standards. They're the exact opposite of what I am. And my entire attitude is, nah, fuck off. I don't want you near me. Get lost and stay lost. Bluntly put. And with others, that's not so much the case, but they still don't meet my standards. This goes for on a friendship or casual basis as well as romantic basis. Plenty of women coming into my life and offering themselves to me, but none meet my standards. And no, it's either my way or the highway, end of story. So again, it's all about pure quality, not quantity. I would much rather be alone than be with people that I personally do not approve of, and people that are more of a liability than an asset. I need to be able to socialize with you in such a way that the pros of being with you outweigh the cons, that the benefits of being with you outweigh the drawbacks. But but in the world nowadays, good luck finding that. You can find that, but let's just say on average only 4 or 3 out of 7 times. Okay, 6 out of 4, 3 out of 7. 4 out of 6, 3 out of 7. Only then will you find stuff like that. Okay, the harsh fact of the matter and truth is that people can be disposable when it comes to socializing. People are disposable. They're temporary. Like I said, similar to inanimate objects. People are no different than this handkerchief that I'm holding, for example. The second that I've used it and I have. And again, I'm laying emphasis. I don't abuse people. I don't do stuff like that. It's literally just using it the same way that I bought this handkerchief for, and I'm using it. Yeah. When it wears out, then yeah. When it wears out and it's had its best time, then I simply can't use it anymore. It's the same thing. I've been friends with people, it was fun, we had fun, blah, 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 on a superficial level. But after maybe a month or two, their negative sides came out, their bad sides came out, and I was like, no. The only reason that I hung out with you is because you amused me, and now you're not even amusing anymore, so congratulations, you're completely worthless. Get out of my sight, end of story. It might sound harsh, but that's unfortunately where we've gotten to this point in mankind's history, so to speak. People are disposable, and this also applies to romantic ventures or anything like that. Someone that doesn't meet my standards. I don't want anyone that doesn't meet my standards. This is just an example, okay? In my location, for example, women are very primitive. Everyone is primitive, as in they just want, when it comes to romance or love-related matters, women only care about raising a family and then pretty much dying at the end of their life cycle. So it's literally like eat, sleep, breathe, defecate, die. It's just very, very, you couldn't be more primitive if you tried to be. So when primarily girls in their between the ages of 18 and 25 or 30, they try to look for a husband. That's all. They just look for a husband, okay? Only guy that I've ever been with. And that's it. Just push out children and you're dead. Just start the family and you're dead. And that is absolutely not what I'm looking for. And I am not going to take advantage of some woman just, for example, for the purposes of getting her into bed. And then once I've had my way with her, I'll just discard her. No, that goes against my honor code and everything I stand for. No. Again, I'm referring back to what I said. It's either my way or the highway. Bottom line is that you should treasure solitude. You shouldn't be afraid to be alone or anything like that. Because that equals weakness. If you are that, then that means that you're weak. That you actually allow your level of happiness and comfort and joy and mental stability, emotional stability overall, to be dependent largely on others. And that should never be the case. Never, ever should that be the case. You should always rely on yourself primarily. Like I said, even I do enjoy socializing. Even I, who am alone most of the time and I enjoy the hell out of it, I prefer it. Even I enjoy socializing with people on occasion, but only once every now and then. Doesn't mean that I'm lonely, that I have no one to talk to or anything. No. Like I said, if I wanted to, I could have 1,000 friends over right now. But no, I do not want to. As in, because I don't socialize with vermin. It's quality, not quantity. And I enjoy it just casually. Like I said, just for the sake of entertainment. The same thing that I can say, hey, I haven't watched a movie in a while. Let me just watch a movie. Let me see if I can find a good movie. For me, it's the same with people. If I see someone I haven't seen in a while, hey, how are you? Just catching up on casual things. I thank goodness I have real people, in my life that I can talk to, which makes it all the more enjoyable. But even with those people, their presence in my life is appreciated, but it's not necessary. As in, I'd be fine without them, okay? I have always been fine and I'll always be fine, with or without anyone by my side. That's just what I'm trying to say. And in my case, yeah, the spirits are pretty much, the spirits I work with are my patrons, for example, as well as the others that I work with, to a lesser extent, are the best company that I'll ever have, the best company I'll ever be in. So yeah, for the rest, that is it. Again, a lot of people have issues with this and a lot of people struggle with stuff like this because they have difficulty being alone, doing things like eating alone in public. You don't know me. I'll do everything in public alone. I don't care who thinks what or who. I don't give a flaming fuck. I will do it. I don't rely on others for emotional gratification, and neither should you. You should be focused on yourself. Be alone as much as possible and enjoy being alone. It's okay to even have a family or anything like that, but you should always, regardless of what happens, look towards yourself for gratification of any kind. Don't allow yourself to become dependent on others to the point where being alone becomes a problem, okay? Because that equals weakness. When you're alone and you're capable of being alone and you enjoy being alone, that is strength. That means that you basically place your well-being in the hands of yourself and not in the hands of others. So that is all. Just food for thought. Bye.